Oh, hey there, folks. Meteorologist Matt Barrentine. A beautiful sight down there in Gulf Shores, of course, from our hangout camera. You're seeing the last rays of daylight here down at the beach. Gorgeous looking shot. Water's getting a bit rougher out there. We are going to be looking at moderate risk of rip currents here for the next few days. Something to keep in mind if you do plan on taking a beach vacation or headed down to the beach just for an afternoon or something like that. Good part about living down here on the Gulf Coast is we live right around the corner from that, so we can go on these sort of off days. If you just happen to be off on Monday, you want to head on down, you'll be able to do that there tomorrow. It's going to be another pretty nice day. Just once again, you got to watch out for some rip current action. All right, so another hot day. Not a surprise, right? Temperatures well up in the 90s out there this afternoon. Whoops, I don't want the right now temperatures. I want the highs. Here we go. So well up into the 90s out there. So look at Evergreen, 96. Crest, you got 97 this afternoon. The official temperature is 93 for high in Mobile. So, you know, really high out there today. Well, not quite record heat. 94 is a record in Mobile, so stay just away from that. But once again, way above average. You can see average is supposed to be 84. We've been nowhere near average pretty much all month long. In fact, let me go and put that up. I mean, this has been an insanely hot month. In fact, our hottest September we've ever recorded. We've been keeping records since the 1870s here. And only one day this month did we top out only in the 80s. That was back on Friday the 20th. And most of the area hasn't seen any rain. Now, Mobile got rain on one day, that downpour back here on the 19th. That was the one day that Mobile got some rain. Most areas, though, missed out, so we're looking at drought conditions across a good bit of our area right now. With this kind of heat, it's really dried out a lot of folks' yards, and of course, you know, wildfire danger is out there. So, because we've been dealing with this kind of heat, we just can't seem to shake it. Just taking a quick look around there for you tonight, see where we're at now. Of course, it's getting dark, so things are cooling off. We're in the upper 80s in Mobile. 83 in Pensacola, 84 in Pace, 82 in Evergreen here. So it's a nice mild evening out there for us. Once again, a pretty night. I'll cut back over to that. Just a pretty shot down there at the beaches. Looking really, really good all across the our area. Oh. Tried another camera. That one doesn't seem to be working very well. Got to adjust the iris. Just kind of fishing around, seeing what we got. Oh, there's a good camera. The Admiral camera downtown Mobile. And clear skies out there for us. Once again, boy, it's been a lot of hot weather lately. Clear skies, nothing in the way of rain. In fact, you have to go, looks like over to around New Orleans to find any showers over there. So even that would be nice, wouldn't it? So no rain anywhere near us. You have to go pretty far over into Louisiana to find some showers out there. So we're going to remain dry. I don't see any rain in our forecast for the upcoming work week. We wake up tomorrow morning here on your Monday. Sun's come up around 6:45. Temperatures will be in the 70s there to start the day, so another mild start to the day. And we're looking at, guess what, another hot day. I mean, we're going to be well up to around the lower to mid 90s out there tomorrow. The beach should be the coolest place to be, around 90 degrees. Once again, watch out, that rip current risk is in the moderate range, so it's probably still likely flying yellow flags at most of our beaches there for tomorrow. Now, when is this pattern going to break? And the pattern has been, let me get this loaded in, and it all has to do with the upper levels of the atmosphere, about 15, 20,000 feet above our heads. We've had a big dome of high pressure up there, and it just sort of traps the heat. And it also acts sort of like an Alabama offensive lineman. It blocks any systems from coming our way. Everything rides up and around it. And I have heard some people say, well, it's been great because we haven't had any tropical weather come through. That's true. It is good for that. A tropical system can't push through an upper level high like that. So it is helping to block any tropical systems, but it's also blocking any fall-like systems as well. So it continues to act like a block, act like that offensive line, and it's going to be with us once again through much of this upcoming week. Now, it moves around a little bit, but it's still mainly, it's in the southeast, it's in our general vicinity, and will stay in the mid-90s from highs most of this upcoming work week. So very, very hot all week long. The cooler air stays locked up over the over the Rockies out there out west. Saturday will still be hot, but then by Sunday, the pattern begins to change. The upper level highs starting to get kicked out to the east, and this is beginning to dig. The jet stream is beginning to dig down. Now, I'm not telling you you're going to be grabbing your coats. Okay? It's not going to do that for us. What it's going to do is bring our temperatures back down to near average. Probably still a couple degrees above average, but it'll feel like a big relief because instead of mid-90s, we'll be talking about upper 80s. So it'll certainly be helpful, and mornings in the upper 60s rather than the 70s. So there will be a change. It won't be the huge rush of fall relief that you may be wanting exactly, but it's the best we're going to get. So just be aware of that. We do have that coming up. I hope you have we still have to wait a few days. We got to get through the work week first, and then probably even on into next Saturday, we're probably still up around 90 degrees. And then after that, our temperatures are going to begin to back down. And pretty confident on this, because Mal's been saying this for days now. We're getting to within that range. We're more confident that this will happen. So it had to happen eventually, one way or the other. But it's going to happen here for us coming up. Looks like second half of the weekend, the very first part of that following week. So we still got some time to make it through first. So, I mean, I wish it was right on our doorstep. It's not. It's going to take a number of days yet, but it's there. The light is at the end of the tunnel. There will be some relief. It won't be a full, it won't be like breaking out your coat kind of deal. Ladies, don't bring out the boots or anything just yet. It's not going to be like that. This is just going to help us out, bring us down to closer to where we should be. So that's what we're looking at. That's when the change. We'll talk more about that coming up on Fox 10 News at 9 p.m. If you can't stay up with us tonight, understand, check in with Michael all morning tomorrow morning. He'll have updates for you as well there. Oh, by the way, the tropics, the only thing we're watching is Lorenzo out in the middle of the Atlantic, so the tropics are looking good. No worries here for us. So just watching out for this. This is the thing we'll be waiting on. We'll have more details on that coming up on Fox 10 News at 9 p.m. Thank you so much for joining me here. I appreciate it. We will catch you later. Hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barrentine. Thank you for joining us here on Fox10TV.com. We're keeping an eye on Lorenzo, but it's no worries for us. It's going to stay way out to sea. It's a big old storm out there, but it is not an issue for us. So looking good in the tropics. When we go closer in the Caribbean, the Western Atlantic, the Gulf of Mexico, all is quiet. Nothing is expected to develop within the next 5 days. So we're good in the tropics for now, which is great to say. Clear out there once again. Been another hot one for us. Our Sunday, we got to 93 degrees in Mobile. Not quite record. Record would be 94. But we've already broken 6 records this month, and we're breaking the all-time monthly record as well. It is the hottest September ever recorded down here along the Gulf Coast. We've been keeping records since the 1870s. You can see the averages would be upper 80s beginning of the month, mid 80s the end of the month. We only had one day where our high was in the 80s. Every other day's at least been in the 90s. Of course, we had that one day that we hit the triple digits. So extremely hot all month long. Tomorrow, the forecast is for 94. So why have we been so hot? We've been stuck in a pattern. High pressure in place in the upper levels of the atmosphere. It's just a big dome of heat just trapping in the heat. And that's been with us all month long. It moves around, it grows, it shrinks, it does, but it still stays around. It's been basically blocking the cool air to the west of us. So there's a big drop out west in the jet stream, and there's a big rise in the jet stream here with that upper high. So it acts like an offensive line pushing away any systems from digging down to the deep south. Watch what happens as we go towards the end of the week. Still really hot, but then as we go through the weekend on into next Sunday, here comes the change. This jet stream digging on down, bringing with it some relief. Now, you're not going to be wearing jackets or anything like that. We'll actually probably still be a little bit above normal, but it'll be a lot cooler than what we've been used to, talking upper 80s instead of mid 90s. So there will be some relief. It's going to take some more days to get here. We're talking end of next weekend on into the first part of the following week. So here's how that looks. First off, let's get you tomorrow, your Your Monday morning forecast temperatures here will be in the 70s to start off the day. In the afternoon, we're looking at temperatures in the 90s, mid-90s at that, so a hot one out there for us once again, so just what we've been used to. We're going to have heat index values up around 100 degrees in the afternoon, so certainly uncomfortable, a good place to cool off. We'll be down at the beach. Current risk is moderate, so do watch out for that. Otherwise, a pretty nice beach day, but just pretty warm again here for for the last day of September. Here's the last day of September, of course, on Monday. Then we start October, and this is the work week. I mean, every single day, 94s. Smoking hot for this time of year. Once again, records could be tied or broken here through the next several days. So we're not quite done with this record-breaking weather just yet, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. You will see that here. Look at that. Finally start to see some cooler temperatures. Once again, like I said, it is going to remain pretty toasty as we go into the following week, but it's coming down to something that's much more that we'll consider relief, because we've been so far out of bounds that, you know, mid to upper 80s will still feel really nice, and I'm sure a lot of folks will appreciate that change, not to mention some decent rain chances returning as well. We'll likely see some scattered showers by the end of the weekend. Thank you for joining us here on fox10tv.com.